What we got here is some Bulleit Bourbon barrel strength. Yeah! Welcome to KIllco Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian, and today, Frontier Whiskey? I do apologize to anyone who does have that kind of accent. That was probably a really horrible rendition, but I like doing accents. I can't help it. I'd also like to point out that this is 58.3%, and I haven't eaten anything since this morning, and I'm recording this around 8 p.m. I try to talk and open this at the same time. I do want to point out that I haven't had Bulleit Bourbon in quite a while, and it was actually one of the early whiskeys in my whiskey adventure. I actually started with a bottle of Bulleit Rye, and I think I was making Manhattans out of it. I'm pretty sure I was making those Manhattans incorrectly, which you'd think is impossible, but I managed. There's a plastic part in here, but I guess we're just gonna... I think I can just do the cork pop with it on. Nope. Take two. Ooh, that was a nice little noise, wasn't it? Again, like yesterday, we have a bottle with a short neck, which makes it a little tricky to pour. And, you know, you want to show the label, but I do not recommend pouring this sideways. Here you go. Now I'm pouring it like it's a flask. Oh, shoot. I slipped into the accent again. I do apologize. Oh, boy, that's a lot. Yeah. I didn't exactly realize this when I grabbed this glass, but this is an Andalusia glass, which is actually a Texas whiskey, which it's frontier whiskey with the Texas glass. I mean, you get it. And of course, hopefully I put the little color label thing up here somewhere. As always, I'm not going to say what it is exactly. I think I'm going to just keep the tawny for everything because it's pretty close. But you let me know. Again, camera and lighting and all that. You tell me what you think. It looks pretty good to me. Begin nosing technique. Ooh. It was like citrus and brown sugar right away. Like a heavy brown sugar. I don't usually get that. I do wonder if I've just gotten accustomed to the alcohol smell. I probably haven't. There's been plenty of times where I get kind of that hospital rubbing alcohol thing. That's not what's in here. I'm not getting that at all. In fact, if I was nosing this blind, I wouldn't really be certain what the proof would be, even though it's pretty high up there. I think I'm getting some kind of raisin note. Maybe? There's some fruit stuff going on. Maybe it's dried fruits of some sort. Exactly which ones? Well, I guess I'll just default to raisins. And if this is important to anyone, I'm going to say it. This is batch number 6. If that means anything to anyone. And we have baking spices. Baking spices. I feel like I'm saying that a lot lately, but then again, I've been reviewing a lot of bourbons. I tend to do that. I do whiskeys in stints, apparently. I'm trying to think if it's clove. Or is it cinnamon? Or is it something else entirely? I kind of want to lean towards clove this time. I always hope this does something. I don't know if it does, but it feels good. And actually doing the swirl did help a little bit. I got a little of an alcohol smell. But surprisingly faint for what it is. Which is good, because that can be very off-putting for some people. You know, they smell something for the first time. It's like, oh god, alcohol. Not with this, but I have a distinct feeling I'm going to feel this going down. So let's get to it, shall we? Whoa. Baking spices explode. Well, it's hot. It drinks hot. Didn't burn too much going down. Oh wait, there it is. A little bit right there, right at the bottom. Oh. It goes kind of oaky at the end there, or chocolatey even. I've gotten chocolate a lot. I feel like I just need to have some candy around. It might be it. This is pretty damn sweet as well. So, again, adult candy, delish. And I'm gonna hold this on the tongue before I forget to do that. Oh. Second sip isn't as, it's drying. Less bite, thankfully. And a little less spicy. I'm still getting tongue tingles, which usually tells me something about it. I guess it's peppery or spicy. I'll still be able to figure out exactly what that means. But it's like you get a little prickly sensation on your tongue. It's the only way I can describe it. I say tongue tingly and hope people understand. And just because I like doing editing magic, I'm going to have the spices first. I have cinnamon on here. That's the one thing that bothers me about this chart. I'm gonna have to like start filling stuff in, like caramels and well, that's not a spice. No, caramels and wood. That's right. They have it in weird spots for some of these. But cinnamon, I like the idea of, but I would say this is more of a baking spice thing. What did I say earlier? Clove? That might be in a different section as well. I haven't gotten used to this thing yet, clearly. I just realized I am looking at this in a clockwork fashion, so take that for what you will, I guess. I'm in the fruity section. We have dried fruit, sweet. Those are the two first options. I'd say it's a little sugary. They have raisins and sultanes on here. Dried figs. I did say raisins already, so I'll stick with that, I guess. We'll see if there's any of that later on when I try to find more information on the website. That's what I'm doing now, apparently. On to the Maltese section where we have fresh fruit and meaty cereal. So we have nutty. I don't get nutty very often, and we also have chocolate in here, which I agree with. Weetabix, I don't know what that is either. They have cooked wheat on here, which is mildly confusing to me. And Horlicks. I really should look these words up before I start doing videos. For the fresh fruit area, I'm trying to decipher if it's a citrus thing I'm getting, or is it just something to do with the alcohol? Ooh. Hard for me to figure out. Glancing at the fresh section here. I don't know it's clover, but I think it's more of a, since it's under floral, it confuses me. I don't know if it's talking about clove or it's talking about actual clover. Again, I should look this stuff up. You know what? It might be some kind of mint thing. Or even a peppermint thing. I want to lean towards mint. But I know that popped up with the recent video on the Four Roses, which I will put up there, I hope. And woody, this is one of my favorite areas because if you don't have the wood with the whiskey, it's just clear spirit. So there's that. You have wood and vanilla. I feel like I have to say oat. I do have one in here that's just sweet. Definitely aware that if I go in too far with this, it does that thing where you're a little spike to your nose pretty much. Well, there are a lot of other options here, but I'm not getting any of them. For some reason, I'm trying to dig in here for coconut, but I've only gotten that on one other thing once upon a time, and that was green spot, and I blame Daniel Whittington for that one. And now we go to the website to learn a little more about this whiskey. I do want to point out first that they have a 10-year version and something called a Blender Select. Not exactly sure what that is, but I'm mildly curious. One thing I'm going to try and put in some of these videos, unless I forget, which I do all the time, is the mash bill. And for this one specifically, it is 68% corn, 28% rye, 4% barley. Now, I should point out that I do realize this is a Kentucky whiskey, but whenever I think of the frontier, I think of Texas and those kind of places. Don't know why. I do believe that's because I played too much Oregon Trail back in my youth. That's an old-ass game, ain't it? Thankfully, there are some tasting notes on the website, and I will read them henceforth, because why not? Bulleit barrel strength is medium amber in color, with gentle spices and sweet oak aromas. The mid-palate is smooth, with tones of maple, oak, and nutmeg. Ooh, maple and nutmeg. But with deepening oak notes. I think some oakiness off this. Toffee, though, that's another one I just need to differentiate between caramel. Because Bulleit barrel strength is being bottled straight from the barrel, uncut and unfiltered, the ABV will vary by batch, but will generally range from 120 to 125 in proof. Well, that is a bit peculiar. I want to look at exactly what the proof is, because usually it's on the label, but they only have the percentage. I'm definitely not using my calculator to figure this out. Well, webpage, you're wrong. Oddly enough, this one is 116.6. And if I did the math wrong, I'm going to look like an idiot, but I'm not good with math, so it's fine. The funny thing with this Bulleit bourbon barrel strength is I know the Bulleit bourbon itself is often used as an introductory whiskey for people who have not gotten used to drinking whiskey. And what I'm finding strange is this is a fairly easy sipper to me. At first, it was a little, aggressive, but I'm hoping this will open up a little more as I drink more and more of it, and maybe some more complexity will come out of it. Because other than, the usual, it's not blowing my mind with tastes, so to speak. And what I'm thinking right now is that I might make a cocktail out of this later. Because, well, in general, I just like a good old-fashioned, and that's that. Well, there you have it, folks. Bulleit barrel strength. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. This lunch. Thank you for joining me on KIllco. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.